Hey, Anthony here from West Coast Custom Concrete. Today we'll be doing a sunken living room and diamond bar. The way I usually run it, I sign like 4 or 5 jobs in a row and I just blitzkrieg them, and then I take a break, and this is the last of the five of the last videos I just posted, the one I did in a row. And then I load more jobs up. Hope it doesn't get redundant, but these are the ones I signed up. A couple of them, thank God, were sunken living rooms because it rained the day before and everything was shut down. I mean, for the next day or two. So we just came over and hit this, and then I took a week off, and I just started. I loaded up about 7 or 8 more jobs, so I should have a bunch of cool stuff coming. I got RV ramps, garage floors, side of houses, patios, driveways. I think I have about 7, 8 more videos lined up. I just started the RV ramp today, so I should have it up by this weekend, and then I have a bunch of stuff behind it. These are basic. These are the kind of jobs you want to get. I wish I could make a semi-career of filling in sunken living rooms. There's not much risk and a lot of reward on them. Pretty basic. I mean, you just put rebar in it, adobe it. If you have something inside the house, like a fireplace in the living room specifically, you want to put expansion foam on it because it's locked in all 4 corners. And when it starts shrinking and expanding during the curing stage, it'll start putting pressure on that fireplace. I've actually seen them crack them. So make sure you put some expansion around it with whatever in the room you're pouring. Any pipes, anything. Not that there's pipes in here, but you never know. So I got Milton. I brought them all three of my guys out because they didn't work because it was raining. So we came out and set this up, and we just set it up, and then we poured it the next day. We didn't do it in one day because, like I said, I had stuff lined up, and this was the last of the five I just did in a row that I had signed, and I didn't sign anything behind this because I was taking a time off. But I recently I just signed a bunch of them, so I should be pumping these out. A lot of different stuff too. It won't be redundant. And I got Milton putting the dowels in. I mean, just as for YouTube, people insist on these dowels, but I don't think a 25,000 pound slab's gonna move sitting on top of a slab. But it can't hurt to put them in, so we just put them in. If it's a sidewalk and it can pull away from the house, you want to put them in with epoxy, the two-way epoxy, or different ways if stuff can pull away. That's why you want dowels, and it gives them mechanical strength. So, it's probably a good idea to do it. We're just tying these up. We're gonna put them on adobes because we had a problem with the concrete. I wanted like a 4-inch slump with 2%, 3,000 psi straight cement, and there's a little mix up. They brought out like a 6.5-inch slump, and it's indoor on a cold day. So it was just going to make a longer. It happened, so I didn't say anything. It wasn't anyone's fault, but the guy misunderstood me when I told him to put how many gallons to add. I said add 6 gallons, and he thought I said make it a 6. So the shit's piss wet, and it took a little bit longer. But the people were in the house, and they let me crank the heater, so we just bombed this heater. It was so hot, and there was like a sauna, and it just took off. And there's no bleed water. It all evaporated with the polar set. So it all worked out okay. I mean, it's not always go the way you want it to go. Like I wanted a 4-inch slump for this, and I ended up pouring wall grout or something. You'll see it when we pour it. And that's a 3M product. Javier spraying on the fireplace. It sticks really good. You can put it pretty light, and it tacks it up really good. The more you put on it, it takes longer to dry, so it'll kind of slide around. So I just barely hit it. And here I am with my Olin 545. Gonna pump this down. This is just easy pump job. Just turn down the pump it slow, just in case you splash or anything. It's only like 6.5 yards or something like that. Generally, these sunken living rooms are 6 inches thick. In California, it seems to be the standard. So you just go width times length divided by 54 if it's 6 inches, and that's the formula I use to come up with how many yards it is. And there might have been one hopper left. That's how close I was on this one. I usually go half a yard over minimum extra concrete because to save $50 or $100 when I'm making thousands of what I'm doing just seems like a fetal effort to try and cut it that close, and then your day's ruined if you come up short. You got to call another cleanup, and you will get hosed on a 1 yard cleanup. It'll probably be $550, $600. So I don't mind going over a yard, half a yard. And I'm just going to clamp this up. That was the foam that was under the floor we tore out. I didn't film, there was a wood floor in there, and we just used that as a mat and put it on the wall and stuff for splashing or any kind of messes. This is a Olin 545. It's a 45 yard an hour pump. I run 2.5 off the pump, and then that reducer goes to 2 inch, and I'll just reduce it down to 2 inch out here, and I'll put a stake through the. There's a handle on that so it won't surge around, just in case it's kicking. If you pump it really dry, it might surge around and mess their grass up. So I just pinned it where it was at with a stake. On hillsides, it works really good. I do it on the clamps, both sides of the clamp and the reducer. See, this stuff's real wet. We're indoors. But sometimes it's just collateral damage for time because it happens. If you pour a lot, it'll happen. But it has 2% in it, so we had that going for us. And it hung up a little bit. It started to go off, and then when we blasted that heater in there, we went outside for a while, it really shrunk it up. I mean, it really started going off. I didn't have any rapid set on me, or I would have thrown it on it. And I mentioned to Javier I'd go to Home Depot and get some, but he said, forget about it. We'll just turn the heater on. It was only, we were out of there. This is 7:30, 7 o'clock pour. We're done by noon at the latest. 11:30, I don't remember. It wasn't that bad. It could have been. If I didn't put any accelerants in this, it would have been all day. But I didn't want it to run all over my feet like that. I wanted to stack it so I could walk in and out of the house without concrete on my feet, even though we have protection on the ground. I don't want to get it on me. But it was like running at me, so there's nothing I could do. Kind of annoyed me. So I was riding this down real slow. There's no reason to go fast laying it down. I have the pump turned down. I'm just pulling the hose out here. I can pull the whole string out by myself. And we rotted it long ways coming towards at us, and then we got about 4 feet, and we just turned and burned it. Went the other way. The main thing is trying to not make messes and cleaning it up and getting it on their existing wood floor and stuff like that. So we put plastic up around the walls on this one. Normally when I pump it dry at a 4-inch or stiff slump, there's no need to. I won't splash it at all, but we put it up prior and just so happened we got soup for concrete. So I'm rolling my system up and we're just going to be hanging out. I'm glad I'm done. I have some stuff coming up that's going to be, it'll be really, really educational for people learning it or watching it or homeowners. I have about 7 or 8 in a row I got to do. I just got to get the media assistant to edit them faster. She's been horse riding a lot. Well, yeah, then. So it's about midnight tonight, and I got to pour tomorrow. So I'm going to edit this up and get ready tomorrow. I'm pouring about 15 yards on a RV ramp. Should be a piece of cake, no problem. It was a good demo. I knocked it out today. That video will be coming up. Got some garage floors, a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. Whatever YouTube's pumping on my videos, like sunken living rooms, driveways, those are the calls I get nonstop. That staircase that doesn't ever go away. When they start pumping that thing up, people will be calling me. I want you to do the staircase for me. It's like, it's in Pasadena. I'm like, I only work in Orange County. But, it's good to get the calls because you never know where they're coming from. But almost YouTube's dictating the calls I get. It's hilarious. Then we got Javier, final pass on it. Just killing it out. Oh no, this second pass, I think they hit it again. And they're going to put the floor back in there that was in the sunken living room, which worked out good for them because it looked like it might have been glued down, but it wasn't, thank God. It was just a floating floor with the moisture barrier underneath. And there you go. There's the best in the West, and thank you very much, and look for my upcoming videos.